name is Douglas Kraft. I am an avid outdoorsman. I love being outside. I love being in the woods. Right now, I'm at a private shooting range facility that I work at, and I'm also a member here. Life was pretty normal. I was in my early 30s. I worked every day, sometimes to a fault. I actually worked for Safe Light Auto Glass. I like to travel a lot. I enjoyed summers at the Jersey Shore, enjoyed time, friends, women, just having a good time, living life to its fullest. My injury is pretty unique. Basically, in 2005, I was on a hunting trip and I slipped and fell. But my injury didn't really present itself till 2011. I was at work, actually, and I went to step up onto a truck to put a windshield in it, and my legs wouldn't work. I couldn't pull myself up. I received some treatment for about 1.5 years. They were telling me, oh, you have sciatic problems, you have lower lumbar problems. They were getting ready to do a laminectomy, and the physician's assistant saw clonus in my left leg. And he said, whoa, hang on a second. Something's not right. Let me go get the doctor. The doctor comes back in and he's like, oh, well, that's neurological. So he sent me to a neurologist. Neurologist sent me for an MRI. The MRI came back that there was something in my spinal cord around T4, 5, and 6. So she referred me to Jefferson University Hospital. They didn't really know what to call it. So they called it a tumor. They knew they were going to have to do surgery. Fast forward to August the 16th, 2012. They did the surgery. I walked in the surgery. I didn't walk out. And I ended up spending 3.5 months in Magee Rehab. Now I am a T4 incomplete paraplegic. They still don't know exactly what it was or what caused it. They're assuming when I fell in 2005, I probably fractured my spine or sustained some spinal cord damage. And the scar tissue kept building because once they got in, it was not what they thought. I'm a case study. I've used as teaching. There's only one case of mine similar. It was in 1950. I mean, it was absolutely terrible. For the first year, I was angry. You start questioning your faith, your beliefs, your everything. But I was determined. I took that anger and decided to refocus it. Because no doctor ever said to me, hey, you're never going to walk again, So for the first 2 years, I was determined. I wanted to be back at least to where I was before the surgery, walking with a cane. The barriers I faced during that first 2 years was I kept hurting myself a lot. Falling, pulling muscles, I was pushing my body to limits that A, it couldn't do, and B, probably shouldn't be doing. Because when I woke up from the surgery, I couldn't move my legs at all. And then slowly over the next month or so, I started getting a lot of feeling back, which I'm sure I don't have to tell anybody in a wheelchair is not always a good feeling. A peer mentoring program through Magee Rehab Hospital really helped me a lot, to be able to connect with people in a similar situation, because I was real resistant at first. I was like, oh, I'm not one of you. And now I'm a peer mentor. I see it from both sides. So I definitely accept the community and to be part of it. Friend and family support was definitely a big help to get through it as well. And it's hard for them to understand. But after some time, and my family especially was real willing to go to family support groups and to educate themselves. And then I happen to be in a unique situation. I have an uncle who I'm close with who is a professor of physical therapy for California State University. He came out and he helped me to get my house set up and, was an advocate for me big time, which I think I guess I should add is a very big part is to find yourself an advocate, not be afraid to be your own, but it sure helps. I had a lot of nerve pain in the beginning, which apparently is very common with incomplete injuries to the point where it was debilitating at times. First couple of years, pain medication, but then I had enough of that. I tried a lot of homeopathic, acupuncture, yoga without much success. But I work out every day. I stretch and do some exercise every day, and that helps. I stay very active, which helps. I do take baclofen every day, which helps with the spasms, not so much the nerve pain, but it keeps the spasms down because I actually suffer from two different kinds of spasms, clonus and then regular just autonomic spasms. Now with living in New Jersey, I have started in the last 2 years medical marijuana program. Not 100% sold on it. Yeah, it helps me get some sleep, but that's about it. My relationships with friends and family have changed significantly over the last 9 years. For the first 2 years, my relationships were very strained, especially with family. I was angry and I found myself lashing out at them. I've since apologized many, many times and we're all good there. But a lot of my close friends, I had 10 or 12 close friends. Honestly, through this, I am only really still in close relations with two people. Everybody else couldn't quite handle it. And I hate to use the word abandon, but they pretty much did just kind of cut me out of their lives. About 3 years into my injury, I decided to change my life, stop partying. So a lot of my friends at that point continued to stay in that lifestyle, and I just didn't have a desire to be there anymore. I got involved in my church, and there I started a food pantry that I'm an executor of now. I do a lot of volunteer programs with the VA and with several other organizations for handicap. I hate to say that I got a new lease on life, but I guess that's about the only way to say it. And I figured, you know what? I'm not going to waste the next 30 years. That I was lucky enough to get a second chance, that I might as well go ahead and do something with it, something meaningful. My most surprising accomplishment is that I met a woman and fell in love and got married. You know, I would have never met her had I continued to live the lifestyle I was living. We met at church. We got put together on a project for the church, and the rest is history. We're coming up on our 3rd anniversary of being married, 5th anniversary of knowing each other. You know, she's definitely my rock, man. I couldn't do it without her at this point. I'd like to start traveling again. Like we travel, but we kind of keep it within like a 4-hour driving distance. I was always an avid boater. I have not done much since I've been in the chair, but so that's my next personal goal. I've been skydiving. I've been indoor skydiving. I've gone skiing. I've gone ice skating. Pretty much anything I want to do, I've been able to do. And a lot of cities, there's a large community. There's like, get involved. That's what I tell people. Like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Muhammad Ali actually said that. That's some of the best advice I ever received. And the other one is we all have that why me moment. Don't focus on it because we're not special. Why not us? I know the second part's a little bit hard to hear, but the sooner you absorb that, the more you can move on. You can start taking those forward movements. Actually, I do have a third one too, and I think this applies to everybody, not just people in our situation. Don't take it so serious. I do. I laugh at myself constantly. What are you going to do? You got to laugh it off. You can't get upset all the time, right? Life's too short for that. Is there other things in my life that are more important to me than walking again? Absolutely. It is actually one of the least important things to me at this point in my life. No, being a good person, helping the community, helping out other people in our situations. We're trying to start a family, you know, all those things, taking care of the family that I do. I take care of my 88-year-old grandmother with Alzheimer's. Those things are way more important to me. Building my business and building what I do. Those things are way more important to me than walking again.